Lena Carter never expected a simple act of kindness to change her life. She was just another waitress in a rundown diner scraping by, drowning a cycle of endless shifts and empty pockets. But one night, a single decision, a $10 bill slipped across the counter. A quiet gesture to a struggling family set off a chain reaction. She couldn't escape the next day. A billionaire in a tailored suit walked through the diner doors looking for her. His offer was possible. His words unreal. Tell me your dream, and I'll make it happen. It should have been a fresh start. It should have been the beginning of something good. But power doesn't like change. Shadows move in silence, and as Lena stepped into a world of wealth and influence, she had no idea she was about to make a dangerous enemy, one who would do anything to stop her. Because some people don't just lose everything. They make sure you do too. The diner smelled of stale coffee and frying grease, its neon sign buzzing like a trapped fly against a grimy window. Lena Carter leaned against the counter, her sneaker sticking to the linoleum, her apron a battlefield of ketchup stains and coffee splashes. At 24, she would aim for a Joe's Diner. 8 years of flipping burgers, refilling mugs, and dodging the owner's temper had worn her edges smooth. Her dark hair was pulled into a messy bun strands, escaping like they were trying to flee her life. She lived in a one-room apartment with a dripping faucet and a mattress on the floor, scraping by on tips that barely cover the electric bill. Dreams those were for other people. It was a slow Wednesday night when everything changed. Table 6 held a family that looked like it had been wrung out and hung to dry. The man, mid-40s, had a wiry frame and a face carved with worry, deep lines around his eyes, a jaw clenched tight. His wife sat opposite her, hands busy with a fussy toddler who kept knocking over salt shakers, while a little girl, maybe 7, scribbled on a napkin with a stubby crayon. They ordered a single plate of fries and a burger, splitting it 3 ways, sipping water like it was a luxury. Lena knew the type, folks. Too proud to ask for help, too broke to fake it. When the man slid his car across the counter, Lena swiped it, praying. It'd go through. The machine beeped, flashing, declined in red. She winced. "Sorry, sir, it's not working." His shoulders slumped, and he fumbled with his wallet, pulling out a crumpled dollar bill and some change. "That's all I've got," he muttered, voice rough. His wife looked away, whispering to the toddler, while the girl stopped coloring, her eyes wide and searching. Lena's chest tightened. She'd been that kid once, watching her mom count pennies at the grocery store, pretending it was a game. Without a word, she dug into her apron, pulling out a crump. Simple $10 bill. Her tips of night. Her bus fare. Home. She rang it up, sliding the receipt into her pocket. "It's on me," she said, forcing a smile. "Don't worry about it." The man stared, mouth working like he couldn't find the words. "Thank you." He finally coked, eyes glistening. His wife nodded, clutching the toddler tighter, and a little girl gave Lena a shy wave as they shuffled out into the cold. Lena watched them go, the bell, the door jangling like a faint echo of her own past. She shook it off, grabbing a rag to wipe down the counter. It was nothing, she told herself, just a moment. She didn't know that moment would crack her life wide open the next day. The dyno was its usual mess. Truckers barking for refills, the grill, hissing Joe yelling about a late delivery. Lena was mid-shift juggling plates when the door chimed, and a man walked in who didn't fit, tall and broad-shouldered. He wore a charcoal suit that looked like it cost more than her rent, his dark hair flecked with silver, his presence silencing the room. Conversations died. As he scanned a place, then locked eyes with her, Lena Carter, his voice was deep, polished, like he was used to being heard. She froze, a coffee pot dripping in her hand. "Yeah, that's me, you ordering?" He stepped closer, ignoring the question. "My name is Victor Hayes. I'm the CEO of Hayes Enterprises. Yesterday, You paid for my brother's meal. Daniel, the family at table 6. Lena blinked the pot, trembling slightly. Oh, I wasn't a big deal. They looked like they were having a rough day. It was to me. Victor said, his gaze steady. Daniel's been out of work for months, laid off in the factory, drowning in bills. I've offered help, but he's too stubborn to take it. Then you, a strange, stepped in. I want to repay you. She laughed, nervous and sharp. I'm fine, really. I don't need anything. I'm not offering a handout, he said, cutting through a protest. My foundation supports people with vision, people who deserve a chance. Tell me your dream and I'll make it happen. Lena's mind blanked dream. She hadn't dared a dream since she was a kid, doodling plans for a place where families like hers could find a lifeline. Food, clothes, a warm room to breathe. The words slipped out, hesitant at first, then stronger. I've always wanted to build a community center somewhere for people who are struggling, a safe place. Victor nodded like he'd seen it coming. Good. Meet me tomorrow at my office, 9 a.m. We'll start there. He slid a sleek black business card across the counter, turned and walked out, leaving the diner buzzing in his wake. Lena stood there, clutching the card, her pulse racing. Was this a scam? A prank? She didn't sleep that night, replaying his words, torn between skepticism and a flicker of something she hadn't felt in years. Hope. Did this story keep you on the edge of your seat? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gripping tales. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments. What would you do in Ellie's situation?